We are dealing with an epidemic, and they don't want to talk about what the epidemic is. The epidemic is demonic possession. They're trying to oppress the people of God. They have been working on a new world order for the longest, and the new world order is they don't want God. That's their new world order. They don't want God. The real thing we need to get back is to the word of God. Did you know that actually the laws were made in the will of God? Not in the will of man, but in the will of God? That's the reason why God says, honor and obey the laws of the land. But it is coming a time where we must use discernment, because one thing we're going to learn is as we read the word of God, our enemy has sowed tares and weeds in there. Things that's supposed to reap your soul. And the only way you will be able to pull it up if you're paying attention and using discernment as you're reading the word of God. I know we grew up and the word of God says everything is true. That's the time I grew up in. Everything with the word of God was true. Everything was what it's supposed to be. But even Jesus said a sower went out and sold the word of God. And he sits up there and he goes in, takes a nap, whatever the case may be. He comes back out and his servants say, did you sow good seeds? And he says, yes, I sowed the word of God. I sowed good seeds. But as they looked out, they saw the tares and the weeds and the squitches that they had did to the word of God to destroy the ministry of God. Know what you're dealing with. Know the enemy, because this is a warfare that we must win. So now, as we read the word of God, we must use discernment. As we do what we're doing, we must use discernment. In everything, we must use discernment. As they talk about learning about certain spirits and stuff, we have to learn about demonic possession, because these people carry a certain spirit about themselves. And the only way you're going to defeat that spirit or identify that spirit, if you learn about demonology, study to show thyself approved. Study in the religious realm to show thyself approved, and study also in the scholar realm to show thyself approved. Because whether you believe it's fiction or fact, to have knowledge of good and evil is knowledge itself. Now, how you choose to use it is what will show who you are as a person.